Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a Lorraine 40 ton. It's a Tier 8 French premium tank, medium tank. It's located on the north spawn of Tundra, and it's under the command of Captain Ashstorm. And he put this replay up last night, and I thought, oh well, we had to do this one straight away because it was such a good replay. Game on. Well, what can I tell you about the Lorraine 40 ton tank? It was actually designed after the war in the 1940s, but it never got produced in or put into production. They did build two prototypes in 1952, and it had some innovations which were quite interesting. Apart from the tilting turret, as you can see there, it also had air core tyres, which meant that basically in road wheels it had standard tyres like you have on a truck. It's got a 4-shot autoloader with a 100mm gun. It's capable of doing 300 alpha. First shot goes into the barrasque, but he doesn't unload anything else, not yet. Now there's a 2.5 second delay between each shot, but the biggest thing about this gun is of course the fact that it actually has a very good burst capability for the 4 shots, but a very long reload. 32.25 seconds is what Captain Ashstorm's got. By the book it should be 35.24, so it's he's managed to knock off a couple of seconds. Now that means that this tank has to wait around a very long time for the reload to happen before it can then go back into action. So although it has very good burst damage, if you come across an enemy tank, unless you kill it straight away with those 4 shots, you are going to be in a position where you will have to run and hide while you reload, otherwise they will turn you into Swiss cheese in the meantime. Okay, he's got a nice little position here. Saw the P-43 Biz in the distance, but there's Brass. That's the one who's coming up to try and kill, and it looks like, oh, tried again. Got one round into the guy and he flipped for the reload straight away rather than try and fire off that last round. Maybe a bit premature there because there's a T-52 down there. He might have been able to get a hit on him. So what else is interesting about this tank? Well, it doesn't have much in the way of armour. Very thin indeed. 40mm at the front, 30 at the sides, 25 at the rear. And the turret is not much better for that matter. So yes, any shot that hits it's normally going to penetrate, but because it's very light, it actually is very fast. P-43 Biz dies with just 1 round. There's a T-52 down there. He can probably take that guy out if he comes within sight. Is he going to change course? He might. He's coming this way. Here we go. Hello. That one went. Nice shot. Good kill. So that's 3 kills now for Captain Ashstorm, and he's popped the reload straight away because there's no need to hold on to those remaining shots. Oh! Arty makes his presence known, and Arty does a lot of damage. 294 hit points with 1 shot. I think that did actually impact the hull somewhere. Yeah, it looks like it landed directly underneath the gun, underneath the mantlets. Now it does have good gun depression, 8 degrees of gun depression, and it does have that high speed, as I said, because it's fairly light, so 60 kilometers an hour means it can relocate across the battlefield very, very quickly indeed. It's surprising it didn't get put into production, but at the time the French were just recovering from the war, and they already had a load of armour which had been donated to them by the Americans. Super Chaffee goes down with 1 shot, puts 1 round into the Super Chaffee, go for another one, yes, and 1 more to kill. And he's now in reload after killing another 2 enemies. He's got 5 kills. The French army was actually fully loaded with M24s, the Chaffee, the M4 of course, the Sherman, and they had M26s as well, Pershings, so they had enough armour, and I don't think they really had the money to actually consider rearming all of their forces with brand new tanks, but they were looking into designs to see if they could find anything better. Super Chaffee is about to die. There you go, 1 shot. Oh, he's found the Arty, and that's 7 kills. Go for the Radleys. Go for it, and he gets it. That's a Radleys. And he got a Naiden's medal as well. He killed all the light tanks in the game when he took out the Super Chaffee. Got a Pascucci's for killing 2 Artys. He's racked up a lot of medals, but there's still 3 enemy vehicles and he's in reload. Okay, almost loaded. This is the thing about this tank, you have to try and find your best places to go to reload, and once you've reloaded you can be an absolutely lethal member of the enemy team. Well, he's only spent 2 of his rounds, 3. He's not going to be able to kill that guy with 1 round. He has to run now. He can't stick around. Either that or get behind the Ferdinand. Oh, lucky shot. His teammate in the AMX M449 comes to the rescue and kills the Ferdinand before he can do any damage to Captain Ashstorm. 1 shot would have been lethal. And here's the end of battle results, and it was a first class tanker for Captain Ashstorm in the Lorraine 40 ton. It's the first time he's had a first class tanker because he's got the scrolls underneath. He also managed to get a Reaper badge for killing consecutive enemies with consecutive shots, and a fire protect for doing more damage than hit points to his own vehicle, together with a sharpshooter for getting 10 or more consecutive shots on the enemy, a master gunner for getting 5 armor penetrating shots in a row, a hand of God for surviving the battle and received damage from at least 4 different enemy vehicles, and a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He managed to get 6 in total. Then comes the epic medals, and he starts off with the Pascucci's medal for killing 2 enemy Arty, a Radley Waters medal for killing at least 8 enemy tanks. In that game he managed to get 9, just 1 short of getting a Pools medal. If only he'd been able to kill that Ferdinand, then he would have earned 1. And he also got a Naiden's medal for killing all the enemy tanks, all the enemy light tanks in a battle, at least 3. And yes, he certainly picked up the Chaffies and Super Chaffies in that game. A high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game, and a Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills. And his win 8 from the battle was 7,704. Very, very good indeed. Let's have a look at team score. Top of the table, 3,681 hit points of damage. The next high scorer was the AMX M449, who saved him towards the end. Got that Ferdinand by a shot in his side. 1,894 hit points went to him. And then 1,797 went to the P43 Biz on his own team. When it came to kills, he managed to get 9. His AMX M449 helper actually managed to get 3 kills, and the Barask on the enemy team got 3 kills. If only Captain Ashstorm had actually had the time to platoon with the AMX M449, they both would have ended up with not only a Brothers in Arms, but also a crucial contribution, because they would have had 12 kills between them. When it came to base XP, it was Captain Ashstorm again, so he's got the top in all 3 columns. 1,280 base to him, 1,057 went to the AMX M449, and 1,027 went to the P43 Biz. Those are the only 3 players who managed to get over 1,000, and the next highest scorer was way down with only 614 XP. So you can see that these 3 guys were the most important players on that battlefield. Let's have a look at detail. 21 shots fired, 19 direct hits, 18 penetrations, damage of 3,681 hit points, all of it at close range. He received 4 hits from the enemy, 3 of them penetrated, and 1 hit by way of splash damage. That was the big hit from Arty, the GW Panther, who managed to get around into him just underneath his gun mantle. It could have damaged his gun, put it out of action. 3 enemy vehicles were spotted. Those were, I think, the Arty towards the end and 1 other. 11 enemy vehicles were damaged, 9 were killed, and 178 hit points of damage assistance. He earned 111,759 credits from the game, and after repair, ammunition, resupply and consumables, he took away a profit of 63,731 credits, and that's mostly because he fired only standard ammo, because, well, he didn't really need to load premium rounds. He was getting penetration, or good penetration, with those standard 100mm rounds, which seemed to carve through any of the enemy armour. 1,920 XP, times 2 for the first victory, 192 for this being a premium vehicle, and took away 4,032 experience points altogether. What a great game that was. And the Lorraine 40 ton is a very difficult tank to play because it has that vulnerability, the low armour, and of course the incredibly long reload time. It's got a great gun, good burst damage, high speed to manoeuvre about the battlefield, decent pen, good dispersion, but it lets itself down by the fact that once it's fired those 4 rounds, it's got to wait so long, and if the enemy has got the chance to fire a round into you, they're going to get a pen. And that's why at that moment that he fired his last round into the Ferdinand and he didn't kill him, Captain Ashton had to run away as quickly as he could. Thankfully, his teammate in that AMX M449 turned up in time to finish off the Ferdinand, otherwise it would have been curtains for Captain Ashton. So, if you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, gets the video noticed by others, and also spreads it around a bit. And thank you for watching.